rule breakers. So in the last several videos, I've mentioned a few times that I'm not a big fan of people starting a website or even taking their business online before they have solid foundations in that business. In a recent video in particular, I talked about the 3 things you need to have to start your business in a week and a bunch of things that you really don't need to have in place. One of those things being your website and all the other online fun stuff that everyone else seems to be talking about. The reason being for that is because you tend to get distracted by this kind of stuff. But I'm gonna give you a little bit more of what you want in today's video, which is how to actually take your business online when you're ready and how to get your first 500 email subscribers for your email list to start growing your online-based business and get even more clients coming to you. Little caveat here is I'm gonna teach you how to get 500 subscribers, and we are not gonna talk even once about your website. We're gonna talk about how to get people excited about what you're talking about without a website. Yes, it's possible. In fact, the website is like the least important thing in this entire equation. So the first thing that you need to have is you need to have an incredibly compelling opt-in offer. In fact, a lot of businesses have multiple opt-in offers. You'll notice that for almost every blog post I do these days, we have an opt-in offer or something that you have to exchange your email address and first name in order to get that guide. So I actually have one of those for this week, which coincidentally is called Create the Perfect Opt-in Offer. So let's talk about that, and then you can go grab that worksheet in order to get started and make sure you have a compelling opt-in offer. The reason why the opt-in offer is so important is because if you don't have that opt-in offer in place, if it's not compelling enough, then it's gonna ruin, well, it's not gonna ruin, that's kind of dramatic, but it's gonna affect every other piece of this funnel. What you want that opt-in offer to do is you want it to show people exactly what you do. You want it to get them started taking the first step towards what they will eventually do when they're working with you. And so that opt-in offer needs to be really, really, really uber specific to what your signature service is. Here are a few things that you can create as an opt-in offer that are really effective these days. First thing that I love for all service-based entrepreneurs is some type of diagnostic tool. So that could be some kind of questionnaire, it could be a quiz, it could be a form that they fill out that is going to tell them where they're at right now. What I love about this is it helps your target clients get clear on the actual problem that they have, on the actual situation where they are right now, because it's only when they're clear about that they can see the gap between where they are now and where they want to be, which if you know the rainbow of sales, which is my opt-in offer, coincidentally, that is the cloud and the gold. The second tool that I love for opt-in offers is doing something to get people to take some kind of specific action so that they can get a result immediately. People learn and remember things best when they're engaged. And so if you have a business where it makes sense to have people take an action, which is most businesses, then that's something I would love for you to create for your opt-in offer. A great example of this would be if you help people to create non-toxic homes, then you can give them a list of the 3 things they need to get rid of right now in their home and how to replace it with things they already have. The third type of opt-in offer that I think can be really effective is a basic training. So if you do something a little bit more complex, like let's say you teach people how to do Facebook ads, then you want to give them a really essential training as your opt-in offer so that they can be ready to get the most out of the rest of your content and even your service. All right, so once you have that opt-in offer, it's time for step 2, and that's to create a landing page for people to actually opt in for that opt-in offer. This is where we're actually replacing the entire idea of a website, for now, with a landing page. I love, use, and recommend a tool called Lead Pages, and you will see that everyone who's doing anything in online business is probably using Lead Pages in order to capture leads and create really stellar, high-converting, gorgeous, customizable landing pages for their business. So I'll put a link for Lead Pages below, and that's something I recommend having. It's a lot cheaper than a website, and like I said, it's actually gonna help you to start growing your business a lot faster than creating an entire website. Essentially, this is the place you're gonna send people in order to get your opt-in. So when you talk about it on social media or at a networking event or to your friends, you'll give them this really easy to find link or URL in order to opt in for your free opt-in offer, which remember is very, very, very compelling to people who have the problem that you solve. The third thing that you need to have in place is a delivery system for that opt-in offer so that you can continue to nurture those clients. You basically need an email marketing emailing system like MailChimp, ConvertKit, Infusionsoft, ActiveCampaign, blah, there's so many, but you need to pick one to use in order to deliver that opt-in offer, and then even create a sequence of emails after that to keep nurturing those readers. Little hint here, if you don't have a website yet, which is kind of the idea, you can actually send blog posts to that audience via email. So basically whatever content you would do as a blog post, you could just send via email. Like let's say you want to do a video. You could put that video on YouTube and then you could send people an email link to the YouTube video. So they're not actually going to a website yet, which is, ultimately we want them to do, but you can still do all the things that people are doing with websites without an actual website. Okay, step number 4 is the big one. We've basically built a funnel, and now what we need to do is we need to find people to opt in for your great opt-in offer and get nurtured and eventually become a client or customer. The trick here for new entrepreneurs, listen up, is to pick one social media platform, stick with it, and create an audience from that. So if you already have a blog and a website and you're creating blog posts, the thing I want you to go with is Pinterest. Pinterest is the best platform for getting regular traffic to your website. There is nothing like it. I highly recommend Melissa Griffin's program, Pinfinite Growth. If you're interested in learning more about that, I am an affiliate and I have the program and I used it and it's amazing. Pinterest is now 90% of my traffic. And if you don't have a website or a blog yet, then what I'd like you to focus on is something like Instagram. So Instagram is one of the biggest up and coming social media platforms. Millions of people are joining it every single millisecond, basically. And it's the best place to go and start creating an audience. You can use great targeted hashtags. You can do a challenge to grow followers. And then every once in a while, you can send people to opt in for your opt-in offer or tell them about the great email you have coming up. So let's say you have an email that you're going to send out. So let's say you have an email you're going to send out about a basic tip that you have for them. And maybe a day before that, you might do a Instagram post about it to make people sign up to get that email when it comes out. And finally, you're probably wondering about Facebook. The only reason I recommend going to Facebook to grow your audience is if you're going to start a free Facebook group or you're going to do paid Facebook ads. So having a Facebook page is not something I recommend for my new entrepreneurs. If you're willing to put ads into this and you're confident in that, that's a whole nother topic, go for it. Or if you have a free Facebook group as a part of your business growth strategy, then go for that as well. I will link some links below for great resources on how to use those social media platforms. And don't forget that it all starts with a super strong opt-in. And in order to create that, I have a free worksheet for you called Create the Perfect Opt-in that's gonna help you to do just that. You are really gonna love it. And this is gonna help you to get started with your online business and get your first 500 or more subscribers.